Hello lovely beaders. Welcome back to my channel. If you watched my video from last week you will recognize this star. I designed it this time as a decoration for a set of fairy lights. I will leave out the bead from the center and build the star around a LED light. I will not put a star on every LED, but you can definitely do that if this video inspires you to make your own. My plan is to use these fairy lights as a Christmas table decoration at an upcoming craft fair. I wanted to use a wire Christmas tree, but it was not stable. So I am decorating this metal photo holder tree instead. This tree will also be perfect to display my Christmas-themed jewelry. I only put a few pieces on it for now to see if the idea works. You do not need to make all your stars in the same color. This is a great way to use up your leftover beads from other projects. This is the type of LED light I will use today. Last year I shared another project with these lights. I will put the link in the description. It has 15 small LED dots and I plan to enclose 7 of them in stars. That is the plan. The other part of the plan is to create a Christmas tree silhouette from this wire and add the stars with the LED lights. I'm not sure about the thickness. I bought it over 10 years ago when I wanted to learn wire wrapping. It turned out that I am allergic to wire, so I cannot work with it for long. I picked my thickest one, but as it turns out, even this was not strong enough to hold the lights. But at that point I didn't know this yet and I had big plans for how this silhouette should look. So I started working on it. I'm showing you this part because even though it didn't work for me, it might inspire you, or maybe you have some thicker wire at home that would make this project look amazing. I unrolled about 1 meter of wire, but I didn't cut it yet because I wasn't sure exactly how much I would need for the silhouette. Then I started bending the wire into shape. Of course you can do this differently. You could make a narrowing spiral if your wire is thick enough, but I wanted a flat Christmas tree. I will speed up this part as it's not very interesting to watch me bend the wire in real time. Even sped up you can see every move clearly. The main point is the final shape I achieved, even though I didn't end up using it. As you can see from the result, I haven't mastered the art of wire bending. I'm sure it could be done much more professionally. I could have doubled the wire to make it sturdier, or used decorative patterns to stabilize the shape. But I had to stop because I felt my hands pulsing. They were starting to signal that they don't like the wire and an allergic reaction is coming. So I only finished the basic shape I had in mind. Besides, I wanted to decorate this silhouette by wrapping silver tinsel garland around it, and then adding the lights. I have this thin garland which I used for decorating, and it turned out looking quite festive in the end. Now that you've seen my first plan that failed, let's move on to how I beaded the stars around the lights of the LED string. And that part was a complete success. We start this star exactly the same way as the one last week. String 16 pieces of size 11 seed beads. I am working with only one color now, but if you made the star from the previous video and feel safer, you can use 2 colors just like I showed you in that video. Slide the beads down on your thread and count your beads again to be sure you have the right amount. Make a double knot to form a circle with the beads. Go through a few beads to pull the knot inside the beads. This way it has less chance to unravel. String 1 size 15 seed bead, 1 SuperDuo bead and 1 size 15 seed bead. Check both holes of the SuperDuo. Skip a bead in the starting circle and go through the next 3 beads. Repeat around. You will have 4 units with SuperDuos. Let's take a look at the size 15 seed beads next to the SuperDuos. I called these small beads the SuperDuos legs in the last week's video. Let's use it in this video as well. To start the next step you need to exit from a SuperDuo top hole. Go through the first leg of the first SuperDuo in the SuperDuo, and step up to the SuperDuo's top hole. String 1 size 15 seed bead, 3 size 11 seed beads and 1 size 15 seed bead. Go into the top hole of the next SuperDuo bead. Repeat this step around. If you did not check both holes of your SuperDuos you might find out now why I warned you. I really hope no one has to go back and redo the previous step. While or after stringing the last unit, Go through all the size 11 seed beads of your first unit. String one size 11 seed bead. Skip the size 15 seed bead, the SuperDuo, and the next size 15 seed bead. Go through the following 3 size 11 seed beads. Repeat around. You will string a total of 4 size 11 seed beads. This is the point where we would normally put the round bead into the center of the bead cage. Since we skipped this step now to make space for the LED light, the cage is a little soft. It is not rigid enough yet, it does not hold its shape. But by the end of the beading, this star will be almost as stiff as the one from last week that had the bead in the center. If your circle is not tight enough, go through it as many times as you feel necessary. For me, it tightens up after only going through half of the circle. To start the next step, you need to exit from a leg after a SuperDuo. But first, I need to weave in my thread end because it will be very much in the way from now on. So I thread it into a needle and go through a few beads with it so I do not cut it right after the knot. Never cut the thread right after the knot. The knot has a much higher chance to unravel in that case. String a bicone, a size 15 seed bead and a bicone, and go through the first leg of the next SuperDuo and the SuperDuo 2. Exit from the second leg of the SuperDuo and repeat the step. If you feel that the bicones are too expensive for a tree decor, you can swap the 3mm bicones for 3mm fire polished beads. Lead your thread to the size 15 seed bead between the two bicones. Now we need to pull the lead string through the open sides of the bead cage. After we finish the bicone decorations, the LEDs will no longer fit through the openings. So we must put the star in place now. Since I will use a star to surround every second lead, I pull my bead cage up to the second lead after the switch. From now on, the constant fight with the lead string begins. It always gets stuck on everything, and sometimes it even rearranges the beads on my desk. We have only finished half of this decoration. Now we need to make the other half too. And after this, the lead will stay in place. You are exiting from the size 15 seed bead between the bicones. String a bicone and go through the first leg and the SuperDuo bead on the opposite side. Go through the second leg of the same SuperDuo. String a bicone and go through the size 15 seed bead between the next two bicones. Repeat around. I rarely do Christmas markets lately, even though I love listening to feedback whether it's good or bad. It helps me know what I need to improve or what I'm doing right. Do you visit Christmas markets? Do you go there as a seller or a buyer? After this row, the lead can no longer slip out of the bead cage. At least we do not have to worry about this anymore. The fight with the wire remains and the struggle of it sweeping the beads off the table. Lead your thread to a SuperDuo. For the next step, we will use the SuperDuo beads only. String a bugle bead, a size 11 seed bead and a bugle bead. Go through the next SuperDuo. Repeat around. I love the whole Christmas vibe with the lights and all the decorations, but I have never had a real talent for staging a market stall. I am into the tiny details, but I struggle with the big picture. I am just worried that my booth will end up looking too cluttered. To start the second part of this decoration, lead your thread to the size 11 seed bead between two bugle beads. String a bugle bead and go through the second hole of the next SuperDuo. This way you start the decoration on the other side. String a bugle bead and go through the size 11 seed bead between the next 2 bugle beads. Repeat around. I'm so sorry for moving the beading out of the camera's view so often. The moving lead cable was very distracting and I was trying to protect my beads. I did not even notice in the constant struggle that I pulled the work too close to me. You are exiting from the size 11 seed bead. String a size 15 seed bead and go through the bugle bead. String 3 size 15 seed beads and go through the next bugle bead. String a size 15 seed bead and go through the size 11 seed bead between the next 2 bugle beads. And repeat this step around. Since I am often working out of the camera's view here, please keep in mind that this step is actually simple. If you find it hard to follow my movements, please watch my previous video first where I show everything slowly and clearly without the distracting LED cable. You can find that link in the description below. Now we need to make the same decoration on the other side too. String a size 15 seed bead and go through the bugle bead. String 3 size 15 seed beads and go through the next bugle bead. String a size 15 seed bead and go through the size 11 seed bead between the bugle beads. And repeat around. Since we have a moment, I'd like to ask for your support. If you are enjoying this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Your support is essential to keep creating valuable content. If you want to check out my other tutorials or finished jewelry pieces, all the links are in the description. Thank you so much for your help. My first star is finished. Now I just need to finish off the thread. Then I have to bead 6 more and fight the LED string so it does not send the beads flying off my desk. I am still thinking about the wire tree here, as you can see, but by the time I finished all the stars I already replaced it with the metal tree stand, which is not very festive. But I will just decorate it with all my Christmas jewelry and it will look much better, right? At least I hope so. And that's the end of today's video. If you watched it and liked it, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for spending time with me. See you next week.